There we go.
Oh shit.
Oh.
The hotkeys died.
Well, we're starting off strong. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Start.
Damn it, Little.
Oh,
God damn it.
day.
Oh no. Oh, I'm off. I'm.
We're a little pushy here, y'all.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah. Welcome back. To episode 4 and the second arc of Star Trek Intelligence. As always, we can go around and do a little bit of plug and promoting, but oh my god. Yes.
Did I throw you off your game? I'm so sorry, baby.
Here's the thing, you're not sorry. I know you're not. But anyways, yes, if anyone would like to do some like plugs and promotes, please do so. Because I have my own little things I have to get through as well. But I'll do that at the end.
Hi, I'm Slay. I'm a TTRPG performer. My Twitter is @sons_of_warvan. I did get to do something cool this week, but I can't talk about it because of NDA snipers.
Secrets.
I'll tell you guys next week.
Looking forward to it.
And that's me.
Alright. Who next?
I'll go. Hi there, I am Silver Sugar, aka Risa, found most places online as X Silver Sugar or Silver Sugar. Either or. Good luck. Right now, I have been doing a lot of gaming stuff over on my Twitch and YouTube. Right now, we are playing through Super Mario RPG, the remake on Switch. It is so much fun. I got super teary-eyed over some of the music already. But yeah.
Aww.
Now, if only we could keep track of HP.
Oh, God, why? No. Shut up.
You didn't think I saw that, huh?
It only happened once, okay? Alright, that's me.
Alright, I guess my turn. You know, the turn of the girl who just ooh-wooed. I'm hilarious. I'm perfect. Anyway, hi. It's Little Legend speaking. You can find myself pretty much everywhere as either Little Legend on Twitter, it's Little Zero Legend, and on my Tumblr, where I am usually residing, it's Little Legend Arts. I post my art. I just kind of do stuff. I have commissions open. Yeah. I'm not as eventful as the others, but I really hope that you just like my vibe. Smooches!
Okay, yeah, not really sure how to follow that energy, but we're gonna try. Okay, so, as always...
I'm so unique, I'm so precious.
You're the best part of this little...
Jeez, I am about to get absolutely just whomped, I feel it. So anyways, yes, we still have applications open for the Candela Obscura Circle of Briar and Blood. That is an occult horror game. Not everyone, that is not for everyone. I am very serious when I say that, because if you think I put them through hell in this game, I will be damn near lethal in that system. So, just, keep that in mind if you do apply. There are going to be a total of 3 sessions that are actual assignments and a session 0, all of them being required, because session 0s are important and should always be required. But anyways, that is part of that. I am still working on trying to get... I'm fighting YouTube with this because for whatever reason, uploads are just not a thing. But hopefully sometime next week, I will have both episode 2 and 3 of A Starbright Fantasy up, which would be so nice if I could get it going, because we had just a fantastic little cast for that, as well as some chaos energy accompanied by it. And Silver did the art for that, which was awesome.
Hey.
But
I actually have a
time
lapse of that over on my channel, if anyone is interested. It was so much fun. Good campaign. Highly encourage everyone to check it out.
Yes, I successfully made my sister cry. It was fantastic. So, But in addition to that, if we hit our 50 follower mark, we will do a Lower Decks 2-shot. If you are watching this through via YouTube or something and do like what we are doing, I encourage you to follow us here on Twitch. If we get to that 50 follower mark, we will do that 2-shot. If you know people who are watching this but are not followed, please do encourage that. We would appreciate it. And also because I know some people would love a Lower Decks 2-shot. Let's see, anything else? Right, last little thing. Our Dr. Atherton may or may not be here. It depends on whether or not the player is feeling up to it. They had a headache, so they might show up, depending if they end up feeling better, maybe after the break or something, but otherwise, I did tell them if it is required just to rest, because the game is less important than your actual health. But anyways, I think that's all from that, so how about we just jump into a very interesting way of running a session. For those of you that don't know what it's going to be, you'll see. But we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We find ourselves not at Madrid field office, but rather an Urbina-class vessel racing through the cosmos. The crew, or rather the team, of the Madrid field office is here with a particular mission aboard the USS Archimedes with Captain Sonia Gomez, who is escorting them as the ship is faster than the Hypatia is capable of achieving. They are on their way to a place known as, let's see, where is it? Outpost C0958, which is a listening and reconnaissance outpost right outside the Kzinthi Empire. The outpost itself has gone dark after Commander Kanala, who is a Cation individual with her team, infiltrated the Kzinthi underworld and retrieved about 91% of the stored files that happened during the hack, but afterwards has since gone dark. There is no sign of any type of hostile distress signals or anything like that, but it has just straight up stopped communicating or sending any messages, causing enough need for alarm for a vessel with quick response to head that direction. Aboard the bridge is the entirety of this team, as Captain Gomez is addressing the crew, and as well as you, Commander. Commander, I'm not entirely sure what we're going into. I know we're going in blind, but This is something to be aware of, because isn't the not as forgiving, pardon my terms, when I'm referring to the Klingon Empire, but we could be dealing with a potential hostile incursion.
Do we have any scans or readings yet?
We're about to enter range for short-range, long-range scans, which I will have a science officer do in just a moment. As that happens, the scan goes off, and rather than trigger a red alert, everything pings back with an abnormal reading. Gravity around the outpost where it is located on Cestus 7 is more intense.
She goes over to get a look at the scans herself. And is like, what is she able to glean from these?
You could make a reason science check. Simple difficulty of 2.
Yeah, I just got 2.
Okay, perfect. You already know what you're kind of looking for because you know this is something that is actively happening right now. However, this has happened at a more rapid pace. The star around Cestus 7 is collapsing.
I need scans of that outpost. We need to get evacuations going as soon as possible.
Understood. I'll make sure my crew can push as much horsepower, as it were, into the Archimedes as possible.
Get everyone prepped for rapid evac.
For the time being, you're welcome to my ready room.
Thank you.
Is this a spontaneous collapse, or is this something that people knew about for a while? Like, is this just coming out of nowhere?
This feels spontaneous.
Okay.
This doesn't feel... Cestus 7 is in the Alpha Quadrant, so therefore it should be fairly easy to, keep an eye on things. Like, it's in the border, like, it's next to the Beta Quadrant, but it is close enough to where this truly should still be known if it was going to happen. This feels way too fast.
She's going to assign Tate to get people organized for the evacuation. And then she's gonna pull Kavai and Mira to start trying to get scans on why is this happening so rapidly.
Okay.
And she's gonna make it clear that it's like, this is unusual. There's something off here.
Am I qualified to do these scans? Really quick question.
You are qualified. You technically are in the science/medical track. You're not the most proficient in it, but you do have knowledge of it.
All right. Then it's cool.
Yeah, it's like I'm thinking of like any assist that you can give, like not like a lead role, but an assist role or whatever.
Looking through, there is. I'm not gonna make you roll for this because you know what you're kind of looking for. Truly, this is unnatural. However, something that could trigger this, at least for you, Lieutenant Loris, you are immediately stonewalled by computer files that basically brings up a classified by the Vulcan Institute of Science.
Cool. Okay. That's a lot. Anything I noticed that might be like of any use to like, or something I can understand?
Not a ton, because it's behind a kind of the red tape firewall and file blocking of something secret. You could try and punch through via computer tech if you wanted. Or you could have Kai help
I
you with
think
that,
my
and-
computer. I think my computer tech is pretty damn bad. Let me just. Is it on my sheet?
I could help with that if you'd like.
Mira turns to the police. I mean, I can't say that I'm bad, but this really makes me anxious.
This would end up being a yeah, we're gonna put this more at a insight science roll with a difficulty of 3.
All right. Do I have to roll, or can I hand it over to you?
You could hand it over to Kavai, and then you would just assist, and you'd just be rolling the singular die, and not 2 d20s, just 1 d20 instead.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right.
Because I will freak this up. Single die, D20, right? I'm gonna
Yep.
I
find
think I'm
one.
gonna flavor it more that Kavai is like helping walk you through it because she finds teaching people this stuff interesting and fun.
Okay, yeah, you can play with
Please do. Mira's looking at her with those big eyes, thankful. Just you're so kind.
1 success on my part.
Okay, let me just.
Not the best teacher.
It's success on mine.
that. Okay. Difficulty was 3, so I can give you this, though. Knowing that you can't really punch through, you're able to get through some of the...
Could my obvious focus in hacking apply?
Oh, yeah, that would definitely apply then.
Would that give you a crit?
I'm not sure how crit ranges work
So
exactly.
if you use a focus and your discipline, as long
Discipline.
as long as your discipline number shows up or lower, then it's considered a crit.
Not a crit, I don't think.
What's your insights number?
That's attribute. What's the
it's
discipline
attribute.
number?
Discipline number, yeah, sorry, science.
It should be 4. I believe.
4, so not even close to that.
Okay, got it. So with that being said, you are able to glean a certain. You don't know the exact portions of it, but you do know what is causing this star to collapse is artificial. On top of that, it comes from the Vulcan Institute of Science, and it has to do with artificial matter. That is about all you're able to glean from this.
The hell are Vulcans doing? This is insane. You're making an entire fucking thing collapse?
What do I know about the area? Like, what Vulcan presence would be here?
Next to none.
Cool. Okay. So they just flew in out of nowhere. Cool, yeah. It's great.
Might not necessarily have been the Vulcans, just something they figured out.
Very suspicious.
Either that or somebody stole their research.
That is more likely. Can I think of anyone that would fit that description?
Not by appearance. but by
Vulcan
a
criminals or something?
recent reputation.
Hmm.
Because it stands to reason, if your intelligence field office could be hacked in for sensitive material, the same can be said for other institutions, facilities, or anything of the like.
Ah.
Crap.
Yes, this feels like a spoof. Hmm. Okay, that's vexing. They did a very good
Anything
job
we
on
can
this.
do? Can we glean enough to figure out if we can stall or even reverse what's going on?
We would need someone who has more of a specialty in astrometrics. This is above me.
Okay, so to stall or stop this, likely there's no stopping it, but you could stall it. But to stall it, you would have to do something pretty risky.
Does it involve
Meaning?
flying? I say with a smile.
It does to a degree.
Cool.
Essentially, what you could do is toss in a warp core and force an expansion of energy again. That won't stop it, but it will create a more outward force rather than an inward force before it comes back in. It's not going to stop it, but it will slow it. However, because the star itself is collapsing, and to throw a warp core into that area, you have to get pretty close. And on top of that, should you fail, you essentially will only have 2 tries for this. The secondary warp core or the primary. And should you fail both of them, you will lose your ability to just go FTL.
Very quick question. I might have missed it. I'm just, asking. If the star collapses, what area will be affected? Like, how much of it? And
The size of this
just
star, probably this entire star system will get either the planets that are closer will probably get obliterated. The ones that are a little further out will probably get rocked pretty hard. Cestus 7 is kind of somewhere in the middling area, so it'll probably survive absolute destruction. However, no one should be on the surface when it happens.
which is fair. It's actually a very good question. Are there anyone living there? Are we supposed to save them?
This is an outpost that's gone silent, right?
Yeah, it's gone silent.
Yeah.
Probably not because they want to, but just because they can't contact anything.
Yeah. So in Jalora's mind, at this point, we only have one shot at it. Her top priority is she's not going to risk the ship and not being able to get to FTL because we need to get people out. So her first priority is evac.
Evac is a good idea. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So as you kind of are coming out to these conclusions, Captain Gomez does put over the speakers throughout the ship. We're dropping out of warp and can almost feel the Obina is a little nicer than its Excelsior predecessor, but it does have that sort of more 23rd century feeling where you jump out of warp almost. And as you jump out of warp, Captain Gomez will put your team through on the comm badges. I think your team would be interested in seeing this.
She immediately heads for the bridge.
As the turbolift shaft doors kind of opens, it's that sort of distinctive hiss. On screen, there is just a 7, but it is... part of it almost looks like a spiderweb glow of probably what you presume to be molten core and magma. And you're not really sure what happened, but you're kind of putting pieces together. A star that's happening to artificially kind of destroy itself like this, there is the chance that sort of an outward, sort of much more intense type of solar strike could have hit the planet itself.
She's going to confirm with Captain Gomez about using the secondary warp core, but like she's still in that mode of like, we need to get people off that planet ASAP. It's like as many as possible, so she's going to aim for getting to the outpost in one piece.
Mm-hmm. Captain, I'm gonna advise, not Captain, Commander, I'm gonna advise that if you are to take a team down there, to use a shuttlecraft. I wouldn't trust transporters in this case.
I agree. It's far too unstable out there.
I can provide security teams if you need them.
Thank you. How are we doing with getting temporary quarters set up?
Well, it's an Albina-class vessel. Evacuation capacity is 8,500. Which,
And how many is at that outpost?
the outpost has 129.
Okay.
Cestus 7
So it-
itself has 23 million.
Sounds like it's time to call in
Are we
phasers.
still far away enough to get an emergency call out for backup?
We might be able to get calls to certain vessels, but they are on certain missions, but we can try and get as many here as possible. Given the time
Do it.
frame.
Yeah, do it. As many as we can get. The more people we can save, the better.
Alright. Pick your team, Commander. I'll head things up here.
And she
Continue.
points to Tate, Kavai, and Mira, and then she pulls up and comms a couple of security officers.
Okay. As that you begin kind of quickly going down the turbo lift, the first thing that happens that you were not ready for, and you presume the rest of the ship was not ready for, is this sort of lilting rock that hits the ship as sort of a almost star, almost like a precursor to a supernova hits the ship, and you can immediately, the light tone changes from that bright sort of stale white color to this immediate deep red as the red alerts begin going off. And with estimations, you can hear Captain Gomez over the intercom. Alright, people, we need to do whatever we can to get as many people off this planet as possible. Distress calls, anything to pull from other Federation starships, any allied ships, any cargo ships we can get to help with warp drive capabilities. And Commander, I know you are headed down and have your mission ahead of you, but my science officer just did the calculations.
How long?
17 hours.
Understood.
That is not a lot of time.
Yeah, that's not at all.
You can do a lot with 17 hours.
So anything you would like to discuss as the turbolift is heading downwards to the shuttle bay?
This is kind of fucked, isn't it?
Only if we dwell on it.
Yeah, whoever hacked our systems probably did this too. It seems if they hacked us, they probably hacked the Vulcan scientists to do for their research.
That's a fair assumption. But I mean,
One I'm not ready to make just yet. We're gonna need more info. It's a good thread to pursue. So we'll have to put it on the back burner for now, but keep it in the forefront of your mind. We're gonna have to pursue this as soon as we're able. Right now, our focus is gonna need to be getting people safe.
Is there?
How you going? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is there anything we can do to extend our comms range so we can get our distress signal out further to more people?
Yes, there is a way to do this, but it is equally risky because, as you just felt, the Archimedes get rocked by a precursor to a supernova. You can basically use shuttlecraft to extend the range, kind of like a communication buoy. However, a shuttlecraft is not a starship. And you would have to basically find people who are willing to take that job, because that job has, in terms of, mortality, it's 50-50 right now.
Yeah, and I think I'm out of those kind of favors.
Jaloran's just gonna put an all call out for volunteers. Those who are willing to, like the daredevils, the daredevil pilots with some science background to boost that signal.
Okay. I think this is a good chance for Jaloran to either make a presence or reason command, and depending on which one you pick, you're gonna have to explain how and why. And it'll be a difficulty of 3.
It's the exact same number for both. So, she's going to use presence command. I'm going to pull on composure focus and let's see. That's really all she can use is her focus.
Okay.
But she's her line of thought is like, we're officially on a rescue mission. This is part of what Starfleet does when we see people in trouble. We're here to help out, and we have people in need. So, and the more we can get the word out to bring people in to help, the better.
Okay. Yeah. Difficulty 3. Make that roll.
Four and a 6, 3.
Oh my god. Whew. Okay. There are a few who aren't even fully qualified pilots, but they know science stuff, and Yeah, Commander. I'm not a pilot, but I think I can get a range to extend by maybe 5 light years. It's not much.
Every bit counts.
And then one of them, she looks like a very, sort of. It's strange to see this because it's definitely like human Vulcan genetics, but definitely the human side is showing a lot more. She kind of commands certain people. Definitely a department lead of some kind. Science, maybe, but it's hard to tell given, like, what part of the science she's part of. But you can hear her kind of shouting out, "Alright, people, here's what we're gonna do. She'll name off the amount of shuttlecraft, what each shuttle is capable of doing, what the maximum velocity is, where they should fit, and just, like, creating sort of this web. And you're confident, whereas the Obina itself only has an extended, range of being able to get vessels from this much. Extending this web, you won't be able to get a ton of vessels to come your way all at once, but you've essentially guaranteed there is a chance that a vessel could come by and do, like, a quick transport and fly away. But
Every sliver
yep.
counts. Yeah.
But the question is then for Tate here, what is your choice of shuttlecraft within the Obina? Because there's a couple of Class 8s, 9s. There's a 10, and there is actually a Danube runabout that looks like it probably sustained damage from a different mission and is not fully repaired.
So Slay the player doesn't know the difference between those classes, but Tate would. So can I make a roll?
Yes. What are you rolling for?
To see which one would be the best to take down.
I can tell you straight up, realistically, despite it being damaged, the runabout is probably your safest bet.
Alright, then I'll go into damage runabout.
Looking at it, the biggest thing that you're seeing with this runabout's problem is its warp drive is a little on the fritz. It will not hit any farther than, like, warp 2, as opposed to its standard 5.5.
I can make that work.
Alright. This is probably your first time dealing with an actual runabout, because you've always done a little bit different. So I think I'm going to make you roll for this, because I'm going to.
I have my dice ready. I'm ready for this.
This is going to be a control con with a difficulty of 2. I know that's not going to be that hard for you to achieve. So I am going to let that happen, but I am going to spend 2 points of threat on it as well.
You know what that does to me on control rolls? Oh man, this is going to be fun. Alright, let's do this. I'm assuming my piloting focus comes into play, right?
Definitely not. Yeah, absolutely.
2 successes.
2 successes, okay. As you kind of...
We have 1 momentum from...
Yep.
Well, no, we don't have 1.
No. As you kind of... Your fingers fly across the control panel in the LCAR system as they kind of light with that satisfying amber blue glow, you're able to get everything going, and this vessel is truly this Obina class, the Archimedes workhorse vessel. It's seen a lot of use. You can see the interior of it has definitely seen refits, modifications, and stuff like that. And it flies smoother than, like, a standard shuttlecraft as you head down to the surface. I'm going to ask for another roll from Tate, though. and that is going to be Daring Con, and this one's going to be a difficulty of 4, as you see on your scanners as another blast hits outwards.
Can I give you threat to gain a die?
Yeah, and then I'm going to spend 2 points of threat.
All right, go for it. Do this to me. This isn't a control roll. You can't hurt me that much.
Stop!
No, I can't. I probably can't hurt you that much, but you have your team with you in this thing, so.
Oh man, now you just made me feel sad. Okay. Alright, so
I'm sad. I'm about to kill everyone.
Daring Con?
Yes, this is Daring Con, because you're gonna have
Alright.
to fly through basically a shockwave.
That's 2 11s and a 4. That's 4 successes.
Oh my god,
Woo!
you were just scraping by. It is. You were able to go through, and you're seeing also just sort of debris get launched through as the runabout is moving through. You're truly. You are definitely scraping by as you watch as, like, a chunk of debris from either a planetoid or an asteroid or something flies by, and the rest of you feel it. Tate is able to kind of roll with the hit, but you do feel like a meteorite kind of slightly collide with the port side of this vessel before slightly spinning. You can feel the inertia kind of pull you towards the wall very briefly before heading down to the planet's surface. But you eventually make it to the planet's surface, and the surface of the planet is already not doing well. You can see the Earth is, like, almost somewhat superheated. There is bits of, like, molten rock kind of dotting around this area. And the sky is, with the lack of a star, is becoming sort of this deep kind of, like, cold blue color.
Alright, we're here, Commander.
She's gonna direct Tate to head towards wherever the outpost is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As you head towards the outpost, you can see streaks of flame in the sky and also pockmarks within the earth that are very deep. And it's the sound of flaming rock that catches your attention the most. This is one where I'm going to make everyone roll. And all your successes are going to be combined here. Okay, so however many successes you get,
Oh, shit.
essentially you have to get this many successes for your whole group to succeed.
What's the roll again? I'm sorry.
I have not said it yet, but this is
Oh,
going
okay. I was like, wait.
This is going to be a fitness security roll with a combined difficulty of 8.
Oh, I'm gonna be so bad at this.
Fun.
Can I pull in my martial arts focus?
Yes.
Would team dynamics come into play? Probably not.
Yeah, team
Yeah,
dynamics
okay,
would
well,
definitely come into play.
Oh, okay, cool.
You'll have to definitely justify it, but yeah.
I'm sorry in advance.
Yo, I got the 2. Hell fucking yeah.
Okay.
My roll would be great if I was playing D&D. I rolled a 20 and a 15.
Oh, great.
Yes, complications.
I got
Finally,
2.
my bad luck. Hey, we got 2. Finally, my bad luck
4.
is like doing something for
4.
me.
2, 2, 2,
Yeah.
4. Oh wow, okay.
That's 8. Yeah, DeLorean's carrying us here.
I'm a squishy indoor kid.
As it is one of those things where I think it's both Tate and DeLorean, you, in varying levels, obviously, you've dealt with experiencing crisis. Kavai and Loris truly don't have near as much experience with basically being, like, shelled, as space debris hits the ground and it just tosses up rock, stone, and dirt everywhere. And it is a rapturous noise of explosion. And as it hits, I think it probably is, like, Tate being somewhat of a spotter, being observant, like they are, moving through, and Kavai nearly being at least struck once by one of these, but Jaloran using a little bit of, like, martial arts finesse, kind of almost guiding and pushing off to the side as it strikes. However, the complication
Kung
comes
Fu.
for Kavai and Jaloran as that explosion hits. The loud sort of piercing ringing starts happening within your ears, and it's like sitting in a room and just having multiple flashbangs go off near your ears. It is intense and it is uncomfortable, but you are able to keep going. For Kavai and Jaloran, the sound becomes sort of distant and echoed through this ringing, this whining pitch. But you were able to get to the outpost that clearly its communication array has been fully destroyed. And half of the base looks like it's been wrecked by space debris as well before entering. And the moment you enter, the doors thankfully open without a problem as a Cation Starfleet officer, like, motions you in. You can't really hear what they're saying because of the whole chaos happening around you. And truly, it's one of those moments where no matter how fast you run, it feels like you're never going to make it in time. That breath that you kind of hit, your lungs start to hurt as you're moving through, running probably faster than you've had to run in quite a long time. But just when you
Forever.
think you can't make it anymore, you can feel the sort of soft grasp of this Cation individual pull all of you through and shut the door as another slamming impact hits, and you can hear the steel and metal of the door get hit by the kicked up debris, and everything kind of quiets for a moment.
Fuck. Everybody else okay? Okay. I'm on the ground.
Mira is like holding onto a wall. She's not like tired at all, but it's very, very, very harsh experience. She's trying to, like, she's questioning her mortality right now.
Tate's stance has changed somewhat for people that are paying attention. So
The Cation officer does have the pips of a commander, and you can recognize this as Commander Kanala, who is not a well-known person in terms of the intelligence sphere, but is very well-known during the Dominion War as a effective scout and information runner. Commander Jaloran.
Commander Kanala?
I think I worked with you once, and I do believe it was a unpleasant experience for both of us.
It was indeed.
I see you're bringing bad luck with you again.
I tend to do that.
I don't have my
How are things holding?
computers. My computers don't work. My crew down here, most of them, their injuries are slight, but enough of an inconvenience where we figured that making a run for it was probably the least intelligent thing we could do. couple
Well-
of them did suffer grievous injury, not by Xinthi Disruptor, but by points to a bulkhead that is no longer there.
Right. At this point, it is time to get the hell out of here. That star is about to go supernova.
Awesome. I love Mondays.
Aren't they great?
No, they're not.
What color fur do they have?
They are sort of like this, they have a very kind of starry tuxedo cat appearance to them.
Okay, cool. As long as they're not orange.
Okay. Supernova, you say?
Yeah.
Artificially
it's
produced.
Artificial?
We're just starting to hit the iceberg of what happened. We're gonna have to pursue that later, though. But right now, we need to get as many people off planet as we can.
Do you have a Dyson sphere with you?
I brought the Archimedes.
Okay. That's a start, I suppose.
We've also got as many shuttlecraft as possible creating a web to boost the comm signal. We're calling in as many backup ships as possible.
Right. We don't have any shuttlecraft with us anymore, as, again, like, can pull up, like, the light little CCT nav, and it is just, it's very staticky, but you can see the obliterated remnants of what probably at one point was a Type 10 shuttle.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I think you scraped it a little. What we can do is we can get as many people at different evacuation points as possible. Make it easier for them to get picked up.
Right. Commander, I have to ask, though. You said this was artificially created?
Yes, it was.
Artificially created. We had a member of Starfleet Intelligence Madrid visit us. Said you had sent them here.
I did not.
I kind of figured. That's why I did a little bit of research into it. From what I understand, I try to keep most things under wraps under my command, but given the sensitive nature of things, it wasn't unreasonable to assume that your pragmatism for doing things as quickly as possible when it came to sensitive information, that you would send someone out. However, something didn't feel right, and I did make sure to do a check on this and their vessel. From what I understand, last scans that I saw, the vessel did not take off.
It's still here.
It's still here somewhere planetside. I'm not sure. It could be within the civilization itself of Cestus 7. But like you said, evacuation first. I figured I'd want you to know. I realize perhaps you have a score to settle, but if that's something your team wishes to do, that's something you could try to do, but I assume that we're on a time limit.
17
Wait.
hours.
17 hours and counting.
Do you still have intact security feed?
As much as I could muster, I'm known for having some pretty bad luck. Communication array, some of our security shielding, our planetary shielding actually went out at the initial strike as well. But some of the internal security feeds, I still have access to it, yes.
That'll have to do. We'll take as much information that you were able to gather about this person with us. We'll have to pursue them later.
I'm sorry to say it won't be much.
We'll do what we can.
Even just a picture
worked
would be
with-
helpful.
I've worked with less, so
We can help get systems back up for what we need.
Right. The impact that hits as Commander Kanala immediately responds almost off of an instinct, is able to throw up a pull from power and create this temporary flash shield that takes the impact. But it's different when you feel it on a starship, because a starship is in space. It can kind of lilt and it can move a little bit. An outpost can't, so you feel the intense impact, and you can... And the little lights that are working here go out, and the orange sort of emergency lights turn on, and you can see the sort of overhead bulkheads kind of sparking, and the ceiling of it kind of collapsing as well.
Oh, all of this is bad.
it just certainly
Yeah, no,
reinforces that we need to work quickly.
I'm gonna need help with a vast majority of my team. About 38 of them
Understood.
were injured. The rest are minorly so, but we should be able to deal with that. They can fucking walk it off. But
38. Okay, we can do this. Mira starts
Yeah,
rolling up her sleeves.
do you have a decent vessel for this many people?
we can take
With
the
Saka and
critical.
all each other, I guess.
What's the capacity of the Danube we brought?
Typical crew capacity is about 8. Its evacuation capacity is about 30.
Oh.
That's with ideal
kept the
spacing.
Saka
You
on
could
top of
probably
each
squeeze
other.
it to 40, but you're really pushing the limits of it.
We can make it work.
We'll have to make return trips.
Alright,
If anyone can do it, you can, Tate.
alright. Follow me.
Yeah,
Lower
my
level.
friend. You're awesome.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. Let's do this.
I very reluctantly picked myself up off the floor.
Mira is
Lauren gestures
basically
for Kavai to assist Mira.
You got it, boss.
Alright, you two.
hey, working together again.
Follow me. They... Kanala leads you down to the lower level where the sort of med bay is, and it is in utter shambles. It is trying so hard to work off of the bare minimum right now. And some of these people are in very critical condition to where if they don't get help within the next maybe hour or two, they will in fact just not be worth making the attempt to save.
You handle the people, I'll handle the systems.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, people. We will need a neat line out of everyone who is the closest to death. Bring them in, come on.
The commander kind of looks at the probably who was originally in a training under the medical officer here. Move. Right. And he'll list off each number of these people who need assistance the most. And for you, Mira, I'm gonna have you make a... I'm going to have you make a insight medicine check with a difficulty of 3.
If you've got anything that revolves around emergency med, that'll come into play.
Sure do.
Yep.
Just gonna find it. I definitely do have emergency care. I specifically picked it out. Where the hell is it? There we go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Emergency medicine. I have like 2 of those, motherfuckers. Sorry. I'm rolling 1, right?
2d20, and then
Okay.
if you hit any of your discipline number or lower, it'll be considered a crit as well.
Could I assist with a talent?
What talent you got?
I would like to use my pheromones to like get a sense of like calm control in the space because panic is what kills.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay, let's roll it. So, am I using my medicine, right? Okay.
Yep. So it should be
And assisting is 1 die, right?
assisting with 1 die. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. 11 and 10. So,
Success from me.
Okay, you make it then. Between Kavaya and you are able to kind of suss out who is the most critical, who can wait, and kind of going through all of this. Here is where you're going to encounter a little bit of a problem, though. You went downstairs. You didn't go down a turbo lift, and there are transporters here, and that is an option, but that poses its own risk. But also, running them outside is also another risk.
Oh, those are death tubes.
fun. So, okay,
So you know that you can get them to, like, if you get them to the runabout, Tate can probably get them to the Archimedes where they can get proper treatment. It's getting them from here to the runabout. That's the problem. You can use the transporter, or you can try carrying them out, or come up with a different idea.
Mira's gonna turn to Kavai. She's gonna say, okay, so you will be using the transporter.
Right.
I'm gonna help you put everyone that can't like move into it, and I am pretty strong, you know that. I mean, I don't mean to brag, but yeah, I can pull out 2 people at once, but over my shoulder, so you know, it can't be anyone with one of those dangerous wounds. So
Gotcha. All right.
mhm.
I've done site to site training.
Yeah, you don't. Okay. Yeah, just take a deep breath. We can do this. First of all, second, you don't have to like pull them around too much. Just take them out of the transporter, and then I'll do the rest. All right?
Understood.
As you
Thank
say that, you can feel the whole, like, this whole room shake as another bit of debris from presumably this planet's orbit hits nearby, and you can feel the earth and the ground shake.
Whew.
Glare
All
up.
right. Who is ready to evacuate?
For using the transporter, this is actually going to be probably daring science, but the difficulty of, I'm gonna say a difficulty of 4 this time, because you're doing this in a very precarious situation where this is not an ideal scenario.
I don't think I have anything that can necessarily help with this. Not my area of expertise at all.
I would assist, but I am like running up and down the stairs.
Could the computer assist?
Yeah, the computer can assist, but it will be, it's just gonna be, someone can roll for the computer, but it is, all you're going to do is, for the computer, you just need to hit a 12 or lower.
Okay.
All right, I'll roll for the computer.
Sounds good.
Do you want Jalorn to take the lead on handling the transport?
That'd probably be better.
And you roll an assist?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that works too.
Alright. And you said it would be daring.
This is daring science because this is
Okay.
a really risky maneuver here.
Oh, wait. I rolled the wrong thing.
Okay. I'm gonna use focus in computers, and then I'm gonna pull on a talent computer expertise to draw an extra die.
Yep, sounds good.
Bupkis for me.
Okay.
5.
Oh my god.
I got one from the.
Oh,
I got one from the computers of 6.
Okay, so then you have 2 momentum then.
I'm glad we switched.
This is what she's built for.
And
Computers.
you were able to do that. You were able to get the most critical. You know they are aboard the runabout now. This is going to be the next question. Tate, you soloing this, or are you taking someone with you, or you? Because you are.
What do you mean by?
You are in this outpost. If you are going to get them back to the Archimedes, you have to. You absolutely have to be in the runabout. You are currently in the outpost right now.
Oh, I thought I was being transported with them.
Oh, you're being okay, yeah, we could do that. We can say that.
Yeah.
I will say for you, Tate, the people who are transported doesn't feel nearly as terrible for them, probably because most of them aren't conscious for it. For you, this transport feels wrong. Like, it succeeded, but it did not feel right. But I'm gonna make you make another piloting check, because I can.
Yes. Yes. Come and get me.
Okay.
This is so much fun. I'm having so much fun.
This is gonna be Daring Con, difficulty 5, and I'll spend 5 points of threat.
Holy shit.
Ooh. Okay. We have 2 momentum, so I'll spend 1 for an extra die.
Sounds good.
And this is a piloting roll, right? This is piloting.
Yes.
So my piloting focus comes into play.
Yes.
All right. This is difficulty 5. Let's see if Tate can do this. Come on, Tate.
Let me know if you roll anything 15 or higher as well.
I got a 3, a 4, and a 14, but that's all succeed. That all succeeds. I did get 15, so ha!
Holy shit.
And so that's 5 successes because of my focus.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. As you
Don't feel so disappointed, Joe.
Oh my god!
I'll get-
Slay!
I'll get you one of these times. But as you're able
God.
to
One fear.
take off, you do this in such a quick succession. You pull off probably what you learned in the academy, which was just told as a maneuver, which you just shouldn't do, is going from 0 to 1/3 impulse, essentially. Which, like, the moment the ship leaves the ground, you've already hit impulse speeds, which is
Hang on, everybody.
insane. No one says anything; they're all unconscious. But but as that happens, you are basically weaving through falling, just space junk that is hitting the atmosphere, and you actually see like a large, what probably was a satellite piece at one point, just crash and just explode and create this small cloud of fire and ash, right where the runabout would have been not even 5 seconds ago. But you were able to hit that as you get to the Archimedes, and there is a couple of medical officers there, and probably the chief medical officer, who looks like a very, very tired Bolian at this point.
Neat.
Commander Hone,
Hello.
Please, what am I working with?
Lots of extreme injuries. We stabilized them as much as we could, but they probably have like an hour or two before things get real bad.
2. Taps the comm badge. Clear medbay 5. I imagine you're going back down there like an insane person.
That is the job.
Good luck.
Thank you. Tate's having so much fun with this for some reason. Because I am. This is so much fun.
It got all the adrenaline going now. I was like, this is kind of Tate's speed.
Simultaneously, while that's happening, within and transporting, you feel another impact, and more like a tremor this time. As you can see the wall of part of this outpost in this lower room kind of split, and bubbling through a little bit is molten rock.
Looks like it's time to move from here quickly.
Nala kind of nods. Yeah, no shit.
I love them.
Where's your computer core?
Points to the molten magma that is already burning the computer core. That was
Well,
it.
there's your
Of
problem.
course. Yeah, a little bit of a problem, yeah. Secondary access point?
Where it would presumably be the safest. Sub-level 5. But given gestures to the magma leaking through, I have no idea what's going to be like down there.
How many people did we get out with that first run?
40.
So the whole outpost?
No, not the whole outpost.
Or part of it?
Part of it.
Um,
The outpost has a total of 129.
That's right. But we got the medical evac.
Yeah. The rest are
Finished.
minor injuries and just, most of these people, you know, first time postings. Like, the highest rank you're generally seeing around here is a couple lieutenants. Most are either lieutenant junior grade, ensign, or like, enlisted.
Okay, so but everybody can move.
Yes, everyone can move at different paces, probably a little bit, because some of them are still maybe a couple of them are concussed, but overall, they can move.
And they can get out to an evac point outside of the building.
Presumably, yeah.
So she's gonna direct the commander, Kavai and Mira to keep going with what they're doing and get them outside to the evac point, and she's just gonna dart off.
Dart off with.
She's gonna locate a secondary access point that is not sub-level 5.
Okay. You were able to find one, which looks like it was more of a. It's kind of just more tunnels and Jeffries tubes that you can access. It's a little bit of a maze. It's kind of like trying to maneuver through an aircraft carrier, which, if anyone knows about that, those things are a nightmare to maneuver through. But
She's done it before.
yeah. What are you looking for?
She just needs a place to jack in.
Got it. yeah, you were able to do so.
She's got at least one of her specialty pads on her and a connector as needed. A multi-tool.
Okay, sounds good. As you were able to do that, you don't have much trouble accessing this.
She's after as much data as she can get. And she's aiming for security feeds and anything else related to their unknown visitor. And anything else like saving as many research files as possible, or like whatever the outpost was working on. But prime target is those security feeds, and then if she can identify whether or not this person accessed anything.
Okay. This is actually going to be a roll for Jalor, and that's going to be a fairly intense one now. This is going to be an insight. This is insight security, and this is going to be a difficulty of 4.
Okay. And this is still going to use computer's focus, and she's going to pull computer expertise again.
Okay, sounds good.
That is 6.
Just okay. Yeah, you were able to pull from this.
2 more momentum.
Yep. You were able to pull from this. However, there is something that kind of you're looking through, and you do pull like the security footage, and it's something you notice is definitely one. This outpost is probably a little bit out of the loop, just generally in terms of Starfleet, because they're so far out. Because the person that claims to have been from the Madrid office is wearing the sort of more militant kind of gray uniform, which is a reasonable assumption still, but I mean, those technically went out of service like 2 years ago, so it is a little jarring. But it's also not unreasonable to assume that that is a thing for these people. What you do catch is...
A little jarring, suspicious, you mean? Okay.
What you do catch is, particularly when they're wandering through for all these footages, they manage to always kind of turn their face away from the camera, so you never are able to see it. On top of that, you do see something as they were just kind of conversing very quickly, kind of moving with their hands and talking and getting debriefed by presumably Commander Kanala, who did not know better at the time. Plug something into the back of the primary computer core. And it is that time you probably can assume it's still plugged in.
Okay. She's gonna make note of that. She's gonna pack up her pad and her stuff, and then she's gonna wiggle back down to that computer core.
Okay. Heading up to the computer core, you were able to find that device because you know where it is. Plugged in, and it has a it looks like a simple little like flash drive, really. That's just plugged into the computer core.
She's gonna do a quick scan of it, see if she needs to shut down any malicious programs first. But she's definitely taking that with her.
Why don't you make a... Yeah, this one you do have to make a insight security, and this one, this is going to be a little strange, but this is an adversary that you have lost twice to now, so I am going to up the difficulty to 5 for this one.
Can I still pull on my computer expertise talent?
Yes, for that one, yes.
And if everyone's all right, I'm going to buy a die.
Go for it.
Do it. Spend as much as you want. This is nuts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And my focus still comes into play, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Six again.
6 again. Okay.
Damn, what a boss.
Here's the thing. The way it's kind of shaped like a flash drive, but no matter how you grab it, you're gonna have to grab it at some point, and because of the sort of rust state of everything, this thing basically has scanners all around it. So if you say should you grab it with your hand, just pulling it out, it will scan your thumb, your fingerprint, or anything of the like.
She has gloves. She's gonna pull on a glove and grab it.
Okay. As you pull that out, that sort of orange light for those emergency lights that, provide light and keep backup systems up. The rest of you that are still here don't know exactly what happens as all those lights go dark.
That can't be good.
Fun. Alright, we can do it in the dark. Not. Anyone got glow
You
sticks?
should. Well, before we went down, you would have taken emergency packs with you, which have emergency beacons and lights.
Mm-hmm. They're just not
So
as
you,
effective
like those
as-
little.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
wrist or headlamps or something like that. It's
Yeah,
just,
so you should already have those on.
but they also don't have as much power, they won't last as long, so.
Right. But long enough to get out of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, let's use those.
The sound and the creaking of this building is insane. The structural integrity is rapidly decreasing. So at this time, not that we're gonna continue with different time scalings, but between Kavai, Lotus, and Jaloran, you know for a fact that this outpost has maybe 20 minutes of time on it, and then it's collapsing on itself.
Can we get everyone out in 20 minutes?
You can.
As long as you're booking it.
You can, but here's the thing.
Sigh.
You have 20 minutes. If Tate does everything perfectly, you will just scrape by. Because you will have to make at least 2 trips.
That sounds like I'm gonna have to roll.
If anything goes even remotely sideways, it is one of those things where the commanding officers in charge, they're gonna have to make a call.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why Jaloran wanted to get everybody out of the building, because that opens up some options. It's like if you can get everybody out of the building, it makes it a little easier for pickup. So that's the goal right now, is to get out of the building before it collapses.
Yes, okay. Getting out of the building isn't too much of a problem, or presumably it shouldn't be. However, with the power fully dead, the doors that should open to enter do not.
There should be emergency handles on those doors.
There should be. They are still going to require a little bit of a open check here. I'm just going to say this isn't going to be too difficult. It's just going to be a fitness security with a difficulty of 2.
Yeah, because they would have like emergency manual cranks on them.
Mm-hmm. They're just not super easy to open. Is the problem.
No. It takes some effort, but yeah.
So yeah, this would be fitness security difficulty 2 for whoever would like to do that.
Not it.
Wait a second. Fitness security. Wait, where is it? Where did I open this?
Oh yeah, now that Karabaya is gone, aren't we all kind of like...
Actually, my fitness security is really good. I'm just gonna roll it. Actually, I'm gonna give it a shot.
My fitness security
Considering
is
that
10
my
combined.
No, my fitness is 11. So
Nice.
yeah,
Between the two of you, you could get those doors open.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain where I am. I'm late, which is okay.
We're gonna can we pretend that you've been tagging along this whole time?
Like in the background, just chilling.
I mean, honestly, if there's a big old evacuation going on right now, like, I would probably be more useful trying to.
Okay, help little with math. Let's see, we got 5 and a 10.
5, 10?
With
Yep, that'll do
fitness.
it.
Yeah. Oh, fucking god. Okay.
Yeah, you were able to pull this door open. It is, even for you, it is really tough because what has happened to it is one of the doors has kind of slanted inwards a little bit to where you almost have to pull it up diagonal to get it to open. And it doesn't open fully, but you are enough to get people out.
Nice. Very nice.
Tate, you
This
were
is
flying back.
mirror. Yeah. So basically, she had to like just do it with her like hands, just spread them. Just
Yeah.
spread them. Nice.
Wow. Tate, as you were flying back, you do notice something as well, Tate. You see something as you're flying back. Your scanners pick up something that is flying away, and it registers as a very old vessel, which makes it very hard to detect. But it looks like it's probably a modified or refit Klingon Raptor class vessel.
I will take a note of it, but we have to evacuate. I can't pursue right now. I will note its sensor readings and stuff for the records in case it ever pops up again.
Mm-hmm.
In case we ever encounter it again, we know what it is.
Yeah. Sounds good. Heading down, I'm not gonna make you make a check for downwards because downwards is honestly easier to achieve than heading back. But as you land, the question is, because of the amount of people here, who are we choosing to go back to the Archimedes? Because this has to be done in 2 trips.
I would say the next round of medical.
Next round of medical, got it. You are exposed then if you are outside of this outpost then. So you will be at risk of potential falling debris. There are definitely certain overhang rocks and cliffs, but that presents its own danger, but it can do a little bit of shelter. Tate, you're able to get back. The question is, Tate, are you kind of pursuing this the same way, or are you doing this a little faster and a little riskier to speed up the time in which you can make it back?
Now that's a question. Let's Let's do it faster.
Okay. All right then. One of these required a roll. This one does. So, given the risky nature as a space debris is falling, and you are headed back to the Archimedes, all of these things are happening at once. And you know that this runabout is not at top shape here. But if you can get to 3/4 to full impulse, you could get there a lot easier at the risk of potential catastrophic failures. This is going to be a daring con roll, because this is insane. And I am going to actually up the standard difficulty and put that at a difficulty of 7.
Difficulty 7?
Yes.
Oh shit.
That's horrific.
Okay. We
Let
have
us pray.
3 momentum. Can I spend it all to buy 2 die?
It's
Is that okay with
it's
everyone
one
else?
momentum. The momentum cost is just 1 per die. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it increased more as you had to go on.
I thought that was the case as well.
It's 1 for one, and then it's 2 for the next, and then it's
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
following that.
So I'll spend all 3 momentum if that's okay with everyone else, because because we need
Yeah.
this. Alright, I'll spend all 3 for 4 die, and we'll see where this goes.
Also spend the last remaining points of threat, which is 4.
Alright. I feel so special that you're spending all this threat on me, Jeff. I barely scraped by. I got 7. I got 7 successes.
Holy shit.
Are there any that... Did any dice pull up with a 16 or higher at any point?
Nope, because then those would have been a failure.
Okay, sounds good. You were able to do that as you are doing maneuvers that once you enter into the shuttle bay, the sort of the med staff that is there, like, doing the triage is truly horrified because you essentially did a full-on, like, enter into the shuttle bay at, like, 1/4 impulse, which is insane. Don't take this the wrong way, Commander, but I really am glad you are not part of this crew.
I have my own crew that's really good for me, so I'm not taking it anyway.
Perfect. I'll get the rest of them out of here. You can get your team and the remainder, hopefully.
Yeah. So, good luck.
Yeah.
I'll try to scare you on my way back.
Please don't. As you head down, planet side, are you all waiting in the outpost, or have you decided to be outside of it in this case? It's only got a few moments of structural stability left. Outside is just as dangerous, though.
Jaloran would have booked it outside.
Okay.
Once she got what she was after, she would have headed outside.
Yeah, same with Mira. Nobody wants to stay in there.
No, I follow along with everybody else, leaving.
Okay.
And Jaloran would have reconnected with Kanala to coordinate everybody outside.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure they're ready for the last pickup.
As that happens, the earth near this area begins to split as you can feel almost like a shockwave hit the planet. And you can see the runabout kind of making its pass to come down. And this is where I'm going to have everyone who is here once again make a fitness security check, as you have to pretty much run as you can kind of see the space junk and debris begin coming down like a firestorm.
Including me, or is it because or am I in the I'm in the
You're
runabout?
in the runabout, you're fine.
Alright, cool.
Cool. Okay, let's go.
Can
Yo,
I pull
I
on
got
martial arts again?
Yes.
I got 1 and 20.
Perfect.
Oh no.
We'll revisit that.
Literally, this is not funny.
2 successes.
Successes.
The duality of Doctor, yes.
717.
Exactly.
717. Okay. You were able to, as moving through here, the complications go through simultaneously in this instance. You were able to move through as this hailstorm of fire hits. Here is the complication for you, Lieutenant Loris.
Yeah,
You know,
let's
with your sort
get
of
it.
intuition, there are a couple members of this outpost team that are lagging behind, and you can see some of the debris overhead. It is probably going to strike them. Now, this is a complication of ethics for you. You are a medical officer and therefore a high priority in a situation like this. There are 2 individuals that are probably going to be struck by this debris, and it will be lethal, probably, if not attended to or done correctly, or at the very least, you will have no choice if they get struck by it to leave them behind. You see this coming, you know it's happening. You can make the call whether or not you are going to help these 2 people, or choose to assist the other group of people at essentially help these few, or choose to help these many.
Not the
And it
freaking
is
trolley
your
problem. I can't.
Yeah. The
To
needs
all
of
the
the many.
listeners out there, Little is a spineless little bitch. She cannot make big decisions. Oh god. So okay, we have a bigger group, right? And
Yes.
if it hits them, someone will die. We have a smaller group, and it hits them, and someone will still die. But more
Yeah.
people will die if it hits the bigger group.
Well, it's not that essentially. What I'm basically saying is the big group is safe, the small group isn't. So, and it's up to you whether or not, because if you help that group, you will probably not make it to the runabout on time either. But you would ensure that that small group survives. You just wouldn't make it to the runabout with them, because the runabout will not have the luxury of waiting for those people.
Will it return
No.
at some point? No. I'm just
No.
gonna be
We're out of time.
Yeah,
We're out of time. Yeah. This is the last trip.
I hate it so badly. I can't make a decision. I'm bad at making decisions. The horrible thing is, Mir would probably do it, but I really don't want to make a new character.
I didn't say you were gonna die, but you definitely are creating a. This is a choice that I'm presenting to you, and you pick either choice. There's technically no wrong choice here.
I know.
Do we want to
Correct.
switch to someone else to give you some more time to decide? That way you're not making a decision in a panic?
This is unfortunately, I'm going to tell you this though. This is all happening rapidly and simultaneously because
Yeah, I understand that. I just mean give the player time to make a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Actually, fuck it. It's gonna be cool if I die a hero. So let's go save those people.
And you would do it knowing that Jaloran would not come back for you.
Wait. Oh yeah, yeah. So I guess
We got
that's what you get when
options.
you.
We still have distress signals going
I
out.
have. Yeah, I have. There is a small possibility I'm not gonna die. It's all in the hands of the whomever and this glasses guy.
Wow. Okay.
Not improving my chances at all, you know. just digging my grave here. Anyway, I'm saving those people.
Okay. Kind of seeing that happen, you were able to kind of fall back and grab both their collars and kind of move out of the way as the impact of the debris hits, creating sort of this 40-foot wide crater, and getting blown back as you can feel rock and stone kind of cut above your forehead, and can definitely feel the wind get knocked out of you as you land flat on your back, and the sound, once again, the sort of hollow, kind of pitched whining sound hits, and the sort of movement with that hit, all this chaos happening. Tate, Jaloran, and Kavai, you were able to take off. And with all the chaos,
Someone's gonna have to drag me into this thing. I'm screaming for Mira.
Jaloran is probably going to grab you. Because Tate's flying. So Jaloran is just going to have to manhandle you.
as that happens and the runabout takes off, Lieutenant Loris, you are here on Cestus 3 with approximately 15 and a half hours remaining on this planet's lifespan, with two other younger ensigns as the runabout takes off towards the Archimedes.
Okay. Is there any place that's still kind of standing that can cover us for a little while?
There's probably there's that there's caves and stuff nearby that you could probably duck and cover. They're not the most stable with everything going on, but it's better than being out in the open.
Yeah, fair enough. Quick question: those ensigns, how bad are they at running right now?
They have life-threatening encouragement, so they can definitely run. But it's probably not great for them in the long haul. But also getting struck by a meteor shower is less enjoyable, so they will definitely suck it up.
So they're scared shitless, so they will run. Okay, good. Mira knows that's not really the best for them, but worse is getting hit with a rock into the head. So let's run. Is there any way to see if there are like any caves nearby?
You will honestly be able to find them. Cestus 3 is a very, especially outskirts, very rocky. So you're
Very
able
good,
to,
very good.
Yep, you're able to find that. But as you take off running with these ensigns, honestly, having them be ahead of you so you can make sure that they are going to be safe, and knowing behind you, you can almost hear the impulse engine of the runabout taking off. Acknowledging the fact that there is a chance that you probably have sacrificed yourself in these moments, but we're gonna take a break right there. We'll have a 10 to 15, and we will be back. welcome back. With all of this chaos that has ensued, the Danube runabout has returned to the Archimedes, and Lieutenant Loris, choosing a moment to save 2 people, was left behind. Back aboard the Archimedes, Tate, you're probably honestly the last one to find out what has happened, because you were way too focused on everything that was happening in the moment. But I think it's probably... I imagine Kavai's probably not quiet about this, so probably that's what...
Absolutely not. Just so distraught.
I think that's probably what catches the attention the most.
I mean, Kavai was the closest to Mira in the end, so... It's
Don't
understandable.
say in the end. Don't do that to us, little. Not
I
yet.
am the bad omen.
Commander Jaloran just ensures that Commander Kanala is got everybody coordinated and headed off to like wherever they need to go, whether it's to medical or to recoup somewhere.
I'm going to make myself useful aboard the Archimedes and help with communications and anything I need to do on that end.
I understand. I just want to make. She's just touching base to make sure that her people are getting taken care of before she heads off to do her thing with communications.
Commander, I'm going back for Mira.
You are not. That is an order. You're with me. And
Commander?
That is an order, Commander Hone. With me.
Tate visibly doesn't like it, but does not have it in them to stand up to Jaloran quite yet, so they'll go.
It's also perhaps the setting, too, because this is around with a lot of people, and that is just kind of improper decorum as well.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right, I'll bite. Wait, what? We have to go back.
Kavai, now is not the time. I need you with me here. Let's go. And you can tell from her tone and her whole body language, she's not going to brook any argument.
Oh, she definitely cows a bit at that, but like, absolutely is just muttering under her breath, "Callous fucking bitch." Like, just talks off. Probably like,
well, Jaloran still has a hold of Kavai, so she can't quite stomp off yet. So she's gonna steer her towards the turbo lift. So she knows exactly what Kavai just said. She's still gonna steer Kavai towards the turbo lift. And she's just gonna throw a quick look over her shoulder to make sure that Tate is coming.
I'm following you.
It becomes pretty clear pretty quickly that we're headed towards engineering.
Okay.
She knows she's right, but she's all emotion.
Yeah, and she has a feeling that this, because of where their emotional states are at, they need to be here for this next conversation. Which is why she's being a little bit forceful with getting them to come with her.
I think engineering is probably where Dr. Atherton would be as well, so...
Yep, that's where she's headed.
I mean, Tate's got a clear enough head to know that that's where Atherton is, so...
Mm-hmm.
Tate's been in a situation like this before, so their head is a little bit clearer than Kavai's is. They kind of understand what's going on, and they can probably make logical leaps.
Well, you can understand what's going on. You don't have to be happy about it.
No.
I think I would actually be in the transporter room. Wouldn't I?
Engineering, transport, you can run from... The Archimedes is designed, it's got...
Oh, they're close by?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think in order to get the boosting that you're going for, to do the modifications, I think that would be easier to do from engineering because you'd have more equipment on hand to do that.
That's true. Yeah, I'm probably running back and forth, like Joe said.
Yeah.
I like the DM set.
I think the interesting thing too for you, Dr. Atherton, you've noticed, the Archimedes is generally a vessel that it deals in like contact and diplomacy. So therefore, these engineers, you intimidate the fuck out of them because you have an air of just confident bravado that they do not have.
I'm also coming in like a thunderstorm, like, hey, I'm in charge now, motherfuckers. I need this, and I need you on that immediately.
Slay.
You called? My name. Gotcha! I gotcha!
God damn it. Oh my god, from start to finish. Jesus.
Okay, so yeah, I have commandeered these, and I have commandeered whatever engineers are not on something like completely mission critical for the ship itself to help me with trying to boost and stabilize the transporters for, like, not to bring the mediocre modern movies into it, but you remember, you know, I'm trying to avoid a Spock's mom in the 2009 movie.
Got it.
Right.
I'm doing my utmost to. I know this planet is depending on how this supernova goes over the next couple of the next 12 or so hours before we have to leave, before we have to get the fuck out of here. I am, preparing to get people out of situations where buildings are not entirely in one piece.
Yeah.
Especially with all the shit that I've heard is falling out of the sky.
There are a couple of engineers that, like, you're at a console where they kind of need to access, and they're, like, questioning is like, Doctor, I need to access.
What for?
Never mind, it's not important. I will...
Thank you.
At that point, Jaloran gets off, and like you can see Jaloran coming into engineering with Tate and Kavai.
Oh, excellent.
And it's headed your way.
I've at least managed to start the stabilization process. Boosting, I'm probably going to need some time to actually build something to connect to the transporter, but how can I help you, Commander?
We've got one still planet side that, if it's possible, we'll need to recover Lieutenant Loris.
Am I able to bring up Loris's comm sign and see the other ensigns around her?
No.
No?
But Joran hands over a pad to ensure that you've got that signal and like life sign, what they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so does having like her exact comm number and last location help, or?
Yeah, it will help. You'll know, like, the last, like, location where it was pinged, and it was on the outskirts of one of the smaller civilizations on Cestus 7, but that area is just a network of, like, valleys and caves.
Can I try to ping it now?
You can, but it's really weak.
Okay.
Like, there's plenty of interference to the point where transporting, you're looking at,
if I can't even get a comm signal.
Yeah, you're looking at, like, you could try transport, but that's, like, got maybe a 20% chance of succeeding, and that's probably not the scaling of chances that you want to risk.
No, not for the doctor's life. Okay, I will need the booster before I'm able to do this. She appears to have entered some area where the signal's being distorted. Do you know where she went? It looks like it's mostly caves and crevasses over there.
Sounds like she's trying to keep them as safe as possible.
Cave is the most likely.
I'll let you know when I get this booster finished. If you get in contact with Loris, if you notice that Loris is out of the cave, contact me immediately so I can get her at that moment.
Absolutely. Thank you, Doctor. How's everything else going here? How's everything else going here?
Yeah, she makes like a noise, like she doesn't want to say it out loud in this room surrounded by the other engineers, but I'm sure you can see this. I'm sure you can see the vibe, the rancid vibes in this room.
The rancid vibe.
Joanne just nods. Excellent. I'll leave you to it, Doctor.
There is, like, probably not a chief engineer, but, like, the second head of engineering that kind of just mouths, like, what the fuck is happening to my engineering room?
Bastard.
But yeah, what product, like, do they have a, how do I describe this? What can I get? What materials do we have on this ship? What can I create? Do they have like a fabrication machine?
They do, yeah. They have
I assume they have a 3D printer, but
yeah, they have a holographic, or rather, a fabrication machine for building spare parts, even spare craft if they need to. Though it takes up, a lot of replicator resource.
Okay. Well then. Time to signal boost this transporter to work underground.
No big deal.
No big deal. Only revolutionizing science here. Average Wednesday for Clary.
Yeah,
Does the Kavai want to stay and help Atherton?
Yeah, if you want to help on the software side, otherwise
Sure.
I could probably do it myself if you have other things to be doing.
Up to the
At this
commander.
At this point, if this is where Kavai would help best, she's going to take Tate up to the bridge and get an update on what's going on up there.
On our way up to the bridge, I would just say to Commander, I understand why I can't go back. I'm still annoyed by it though.
Sometimes the most difficult decisions come in the midst of the most difficult circumstances.
You're not the only one that's had to leave some people behind. And you can tell Tate is thinking, there's a little bit more memory coming back to Tate of what happened to their ship, to Kadan's ship.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a mix of Tate and Kadan a little bit. Like, I don't think Jalorn's ever met Kadan. I don't think we established that.
No.
No.
But you just know that you've seen Tate act like Kadan enough to know when Kadan's leaking through.
It's one of the tragedies of command.
Indeed it is. Let's go and make sure this is it isn't going to be too tragic.
The bridge opens, and it is a chaos of noise as Captain Gomez is getting reports from anywhere and everywhere, and she looks just not even bothering to, like, set it down, and you think for a second, like, oh wow, okay, maybe it's just different crew members, but the way she's, like, setting down different, like, mugs of coffee, you're realizing she's probably on her, like, third or fourth by this point. And it hasn't been that much time, it truly is just caffeine and stress.
You look a bit like how I feel at the moment.
Well, Commander, I suppose I should get a report from your end.
Shit.
Open mic.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
We were able to evacuate the outpost. We got nearly everybody. We're working on the stragglers. We had a slight hiccup,
Explain
but the
hiccup.
outpost is empty.
Explain the hiccup.
We had an inconvenient tremor. Left a couple of ours behind.
I see.
Atherton says she's making progress on the booster. So hopefully, with any luck, we'll be able to get everybody recovered.
Commander, given the unstable nature of the planet at this point, and I have been in contact with the leaders of Sister 7, but we'll only be able, at our best estimate, we might be able to rescue 340,000, maybe.
Out of 23 million.
Correct, Commander.
It's better than nobody.
God, that's awful.
Are there more ships on the way? Were we able to get more comms?
We have a couple of Reliant class vessels, prototypes, but they are en route. There's a Centaur class on the way. We're lucky and fortunate enough to have a Nebula nearby. But we don't have a lot of Federation starships out in this area. We have no need to. We've been getting some assistance from the Klingon Empire as well. But Klingon bureaucracy only moves so fast.
Where are we in the galaxy? What other, who else is nearby? I know I'm not in the scene, but...
Basically, essentially, it is like bordered right along the Klingon Empire, the Kazinthi Empire, and the Gorn Homogeny.
Who would be close enough to be contactable, not just in Starfleet?
Here is where you could run into complications. The Klingon Empire is a little further out, but they are probably more allied with Starfleet and a little bit more trustworthy Federation-wise. You could contact the Kazinthi, but that's usually a favor for a favor, and the favor in their and it's like it skews more into theirs. The other one is the Gorn Homogeny, and there's always been sort of this hostile discourse between Federation and the Homogeny there. And there might be like merchant vessels moving through, but if you were able to convince Kazinthi and the Kazinthi Empire and the Gorn Homogeny to help, you could maybe double that number.
So Lauren's not super confident we can secure an assist from them in time. Because it would take a fair bit of negotiating.
Mm-hmm. So hearing that...
At this point...
Put out feelers, though. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, but it's also going to take more time than what we've got.
True.
At this point, she's more inclined to see what we can do. Now that our priority on planet side has been fulfilled, mostly, she's inclined to look into the option of, can we buy a little time, with that option of, using the spare warp core to slow it down.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
As you're going through this, and as Tate has finished more or less saying that's all we can manage, Captain Gomez kind of acknowledging your plight, knowing that you have a member of your team planetside. Commander, your team is welcome to whatever resources are necessary to get a member of your team back. However, I am going to put my foot down and say that returns planetside, I am expressly forbidding it.
It's already been forbidden.
Tate just stiffly nods to both the captain because they already agree with they already said yes to Jelon. Tate just nods to the captain.
That being said,
So,
most of my vessel is fully occupied, and I can only carry so many, given that circumstances. The rest of the Federation, the Klingon Empire, and anything that is needed to evacuate, we will do what we can. My vessel, I will at the very least offer you this. I will let the clock run down to the last 30 seconds if I have to, if it means getting a member of your team and giving them the fairest chance of survival.
we have one shot at this.
Yes, we do.
Let's see what we can do with that warp core.
I don't have a Helms officer that is capable of doing that. That's a very risky maneuver.
Tate just steps
He looks
forward.
right at Tate.
Tate just steps forward.
I believe you've been yelled at least once already.
Technically twice, but the second one I actually deserved.
I don't think you've had a chance to see my XO fly yet, Captain.
No, I have not. Though I have read certain academy marks, and I have to say, I am both impressed and concerned.
Would you believe they managed to get us inside a Romulan warship?
I have a feeling I'm about to. Lieutenant,
She gestures to the helm seat.
clear your station. Commander Hone?
I take the station.
Alright. This is gonna be way different. Hold on. I have to actually bring up something else here. Oh.
Why does that feel with confidence?
Joanne's going to move over to the science stations.
Alright. So, in order to fly this vessel, this is going to be, obviously, this is going to be a control and con roll, because you have to do this precisely and carefully. For the vessel, this is going to be an engines and engineering roll.
What's the number for the vessel? Because we don't have that sheet.
11.
11. Okay. Someone else can roll
that. Yeah. Who
Alright,
wants
what's
to
my
roll that?
difficulty? What's the difficulty I'm looking at?
4.
What would Jaloran need to do as far as assisting?
How do you want to assist?
So is there anything we need to do to prep the warp core to get it to I guess explode the way we want it to?
There is launching the warp core in it. Probably a phaser blast is going to be the most effective detonating component, because remote detonating with all the gravity pressure going around, not reliable. So phaser is the most reliable thing, which in that case, you'd be using a tactical station more than anything.
Okay.
So this is Control Con with a difficulty of 4. The ship needs to roll, and that is engine
All right.
engineering.
So we don't have any more momentum, right? Because I used it all.
Correct.
Right.
All right.
Can I use advisor?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
What does advisor do?
Whenever you assist another character using your command discipline, the character being assisted may reroll 1d20.
Okay. I'm gonna
and she's.
I'm gonna re-roll a d20. Commander, you just saved us. That's 4 successes with the
And a
reroll.
success from the ship.
Yep. Okay, so you have 1 momentum then. You are able to do that, and as you are guiding this, you can feel, even down in engineering with Vi and Atherton, you can feel the pull of the hull of the ship as the outer material is getting stripped off. You can hear the kind of horrid screeching grind as it is being pulled by the gravity of this star, and you can see the lights flickering and the sparks from control panels. Tate, this is perhaps the largest vessel you have ever tried maneuvering, because an Urbina-class vessel is massive. It's not as big as a Galaxy class or anything like that, but it is fairly large. It's larger than an Excelsior or a Sovereign class, so it is fairly big.
True, but I'm me.
And as you
So cocky.
as you get closer to this to pull in the warp core, the sort of the view screen that you're using to guide, you can actually see it begin to spiderweb and crack as you are getting closer, and this vessel has gone silent with bated breath as the warp core is launched, and Commander Jalorn is able to fire just an arc of a phaser beam, and it blows up. And as that happens, you watch the science station kind of do its calculation and run through numbers, and where it says 14 hours, it jumps back up to 18. So what you have done, you haven't stopped anything significantly, realistically, but at least Tate and Jaloran, you know for a fact, because you were the one seeing the science station, the one thing you have guaranteed, you've given yourself breathing room. If you've given yourself breathing room, that means Lieutenant Loris has a much better chance.
Well done, Commander.
Thank you, Commander. Thanks for your help.
Of course.
I think the lieutenant can take his station back now. After I reposition us.
Give me one moment, Commander. kind of like putting the head between their knees a little bit.
You get used to it.
I don't want to.
Stay in this job long enough, you will. Don't worry. It'll pass.
Thanks, Commander. Great. Down below planet side, in a cave, as you can hear impacts and hailstorm of satellite debris hitting the surface. Lieutenant Loris and 2 ensigns are kind of inside a cave with a couple of heat sources and bare minimum light, and at least one of the comm badges is scratched beyond belief.
Well, first of all, care of whatever, like, different interests that the ensigns have. Since they're gonna need them, she will be able to run with 1 person on her shoulders, but 2, that would be too much.
Yeah.
So she takes care of their, like, whatever is ailing them, basically. Keeps a little bit of medication and all the stuff for later, just in case. And she's like, okay, listen, there is a I'd say 70% chance that, no, wait, let me phrase it differently. There is a 30% chance that they will successfully come back for us. Okay? Let's frame it from this angle.
Great, Lieutenant. You're starting us off with a massive vote of confidence. Awesome.
Okay. Do you want me to lie to you instead? Because, let's be real, you didn't come to work for Starfleet because you didn't know what's gonna happen, or might, So, listen, I'm not a pep talk kind of person. I barely passed my bedside manners class. So, let's just...
Class for that? Never mind, that's not important.
What, you thought they didn't? Why do you think all the doctors are sweet and nice, usually? Anyway, so, how do I say it correctly? For now, what we need from you guys is just breathe out. We have at least 5 hours until, any possible collapse of this cave, probably. And for now, we're gonna save hope, okay? So I need at least one of you right now to watch the outside for the upcoming ships, alright? I'm just gonna sit down for a little bit.
Yeah, okay. The quiet of this, despite the impact, it becomes kind of this white noise as debris from above hits down. It's white noise, though. Other than that, everything is very quiet. And then one of the ensigns speaks up. Lieutenant?
Yeah?
I don't think we're supposed to have visitors down here, right?
Mirror immediately tenses up. All right, what's going on here? I mean... What?
The ensign kind of guides your eyes to where they need to be, and it's fairly decently armored, but it was a small, looks like maybe a scout vessel of some kind. But with all the chaos that's happening, it's no surprise that it gets missed amongst everything that's happening. As there is... You're guessing this is private. This doesn't appear to be any Empire affiliation, really. As you see 4... No. because hidden behind is another individual. You see 5 Kzinthi mercenaries with disruptor rifles.
Oh, dip.
And you know for
Cool.
this for a fact, Lieutenant Loris, unlike a phaser, disruptors do not have a stun setting. They are entirely lethal. And they, like, 2 of them begin fanning out, almost scouting, looking. And comes to your memory that you know why you came to this outpost, because there was information that was taken from the Kzinthi Empire. But you know for a fact, Commander Jaloran has that. They probably don't know that. But they will probably assume anyone down here with Starfleet affiliation does still have it and will try to retrieve it through any means necessary.
Great, grand. All right, people. She kind of looks around. Is the cave that they're in like very inconspicuous? Like,
It's
is it the
inconspicuous, and it looks like it could go deeper and wind. It looks like it could be a massive tunnel network underneath. Given
Yeah.
the planet structure and the constant bombardment it's going, the structural integrity of those caves is going to be varying.
Yeah, questionable, understandable. Yeah. So Mira kind of just rubs her forehead. Oh, I'm not much of a strategist. All right, we cannot let those guys meet us.
No shit. What are we doing? I don't have a phaser on me. We were running.
Yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't blame you for this. Do I have a phaser?
Probably, but it's probably just a standard Type 2, just a hand phaser. Which, if done right, you definitely can win an exchange 1-on-1. The problem is there's 5 of them.
All right, phaser or not, we still need weapons. I need you guys to look for any sharp rocks you can find. All right?
We're
Or
fighting them.
looks
Are
at
you
the other.
insane?
We're not fighting them, dingus. We need weapons still. All right? If someone walks in, for example, we're not going to run into this case. We're gonna be saying if to get buried under the rocks here. Okay? She kind of looks at the other and says, "Do you have a phaser?"
I don't. I have. They pull out what looks to be just like a basic multi-tool of that's more meant for electronics, though it does appear to have more of a metal edge to it. I mean, I guess if I stab really hard, it might be something, but I'd have to be really close, and seeing as they have disruptors, I'd like to not do that.
We're not going to meet them. We're still trying to, escape here with the other ship. All right. So, for now, let's hide.
Yeah.
Is there any...
One of the ensigns kind of, like, realizes something. Commander. Not Commander. I'm sorry. I'm used to Kanala. But, Lieutenant, they came down on a ship. We'll have to move around them, but if we can get there, we can leave.
All right.
Getting through them.
Here's the question I'm going to... Sorry. I mean, yes, but here's the question I'm going to ask to you two. She turns, folds her hands together. Can you two maneuver right now? Because you nearly got hit by a rock. Wasn't very maneuvery of you back then.
They kind of go a little silent because they do realize, if push comes to shove, they'll definitely try and defend themselves to the last breath, but they are definitely sore. They've probably got sprained or fractured bone.
sigh. Okay. Okay. It is a good plan, though. Let's do it like this. Oh, quick question. Can I see if there are any weapons on the ship?
Basic disruptor cannons. It looks like it's meant more of a scout ship, so it doesn't have heavy armaments. It looks like it's primarily meant for stealth.
I mean, as long as there are like some sort of simply put guns that I can use against them, so to, fly up to the cave and like shoo away all of those guys. All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and run towards it as stealthily as possible. You guys stay here. If you see them, get me. You hide behind a rock, or go down there, but not too far. Okay?
Right.
Just be careful. Don't get yourself caught.
It is at this point when you're kind of giving them direction, Mira, you're realizing they're ensigns, and you're not much older than they are. They're probably younger than you. This is probably their first assignment, and they are going through hell for their first assignment.
Yeah, fair
Isn't the
enough.
whole goal of getting to the shuttle to get off the planet?
Yes, but it will be much harder to, go with 2 injured people who might slip and fall at any second. So it's much easier, even if it's gonna raise a little bit of hell, to get to the ship and get it under control, and then fly up to them so they can quickly jump on and leave.
That's
Okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
You prepare for that. And judging
Before
by
that, I do. Oh,
continue.
sorry.
No, continue.
I just want to say, since I do, they are new, so she is gonna be like, okay, I was a little bit tough right now, but we're all stressed, so I get it. You guys are doing good, all right? You just, I said it already, but just breathe, okay? Everything's going to be fine. We're going to be fine, okay?
Yeah, I think for that, Mira, you're saying that more. You're definitely saying that for them, but you're also saying that for yourself, because you can make it to that vessel, but it is going to be basically a 100-yard dash if you just run for it. But even stealthily, you're probably going to have to deal with at least 1 or 2 of these Kzinthi mercenaries on the way. And you'll have to do it
Yeah.
quiet enough to where you don't attract the attention of the others.
Well, I guess it's time to remember my days as a fighter. Oh, God, I haven't punched a man in a while. Let's do this.
So you kind of begin creeping. And as we
Yeah,
end
so you
this-
said there are a lot of rocks, right?
Yes, there are a lot of rocks.
Yeah, so first of all, she's going to run to. I'm just gonna kind of just generally say that she's gonna be trying to kind of jump from rock to rock. Like, maybe climb it a little bit, jump from one to another, kind of scale it a little bit here and there. Just because normally when you're in the desert, you hardly ever look up on those rocks. You look forward and such.
Yep.
That's my thoughts.
Alright. As you begin to stealthily go that, and we pull away from a scene and a top-down view of 3 Kzinthi mercenaries in 3 separate areas within this crevasse area, as well as 1 kind of near the walking and patrolling near the ship despite the chaos that is happening, and 1 potentially heading towards the cave, and Mira kind of ready to slowly make her way towards this Kzinthi scout vessel. That's where we're going to end this episode.
Excuse you?
God damn it, Joe.
That's revenge. I know he he is holding you hostage.
A little bit.
Um,
But also, I know this is definitely one of the, like I said, this was gonna be one of these arcs where you're not gonna feel like you have room to breathe a lot of the time.
oh yeah, definitely
Dig it.
not.
But this is where we'll end the session. I'm glad that everyone joined us for this insane arc, which is going to kind of basically go hour for hour in a way. But anyways, as our typical saying, we hope we've been a delightful little piece of R&R for you. Or maybe not tonight, but we'll see you next
Not
time.
tonight, 'cause